My name is Moritz and 2 months ago I raced my first half Ironman. In this video I will be sharing how much I trained for my first half Ironman and what my training sessions looked like. I will be answering questions such as what the final stats for my training period were, how much you actually need to train, how I planned my training sessions, how often I trained, and finally what my training sessions looked like. Let's start off by talking about the stats. For each discipline I'll be breaking down the total sessions, duration and distances, all the way from the 1st of January up until my race on the 24th of August. In total, I had 32 swim sessions with a total distance of 54.3 kilometers. Total duration throughout was 18 hours and 4 minutes. For the bike, I'll split it between virtual rides and outdoor rides. For virtual rides, I had in total 11 sessions with a distance of 332.1 kilometers and a total duration of 12 hours and 4 minutes. Now, outdoor rides, there were in total 27. The distance was 1,235.49 kilometers with a total duration of 46 hours and 47 minutes. The combined total for both indoor rides and outdoor rides, 38 sessions, a total distance of 1,567.59 kilometers with a total duration of 58 hours and 51 minutes. For next year, I think I could break 2,000 kilometers easily, especially now having my new bike like from the beginning of the season. I had in total 29 run sessions with a total distance of 278.05 kilometers and the total duration for that 23 hours and 57 minutes. In total, that makes exactly 100 hours and 52 minutes of training for the swim, bike and run training. It sounds surprisingly little. You should have seen my face when I counted these stats. I was very surprised. Main thing is I achieved my goal in the half Ironman. Now let's talk about how much you actually need to train for your first half Ironman. Well, it really depends on your starting point and your end goal. If you're a beginner, you could start off with one session of each discipline per week and then gradually build up the volume and intensity from there. Now, Joe Friel, in his book The Triathlete's Training Bible, he suggests that for races lasting 3 to 8 hours, beginners who just aim to finish the race should train anywhere between 400 to 500 hours annually. And if you wanna perform on a high level, you should train anywhere between 600 to 1000 hours annually. My training period covered around 64.7% of the year. So if you take that into proportion, that would mean for me just to finish the race, I would have to train between 259 and 324 hours. And to perform on a peak level, I would have to train anywhere between 388 and 647 hours. My 100 hours and 52 minutes seems very small in comparison to these kind of numbers and this logic. So I would say it really depends on you personally where you're starting from. There's no like single right number for you how much you should train. I would say start easy, learn the disciplines and build up from there. So then, how did I plan my training? I'm by no means a professional, so I used a mix of online resources, the Triathlete's Training Bible and my own intuition while kind of keeping things realistic. I divided my training period into 4 parts: the base, build, peak and race periods. Let's start off with the base period. Here I focused on endurance and learning the techniques properly. Here I only had 3 sessions per week, 1 swim, 1 bike and 1 run, and additionally I had 2 MMA sessions. In the build period, I increased my intensity and volume. Here I incorporated 5 training sessions per week. 1 run, 2 bike sessions and 2 swim sessions, plus 2 MMA sessions for some time. In the peak period, I practiced my race pace and incorporated some workouts. And here I also started incorporating race day nutrition, so gels and sports drinks and so on. In the race period, I reduced the volume while still keeping the intensity up, but here the main focus was just on nutrition, rest and sleep. Even though I had this plan, it was very important for me to stay flexible. It's okay to miss a few sessions. It's better that way than just burning out or getting sick and then you miss more sessions anyways. That was kind of my mindset. Now, how often did I actually train? In the beginning, I trained each discipline once a week, and later on in the spring, I increased my sessions to 5 times per week. And in June, I put my MMA training sessions on hold just to focus on the triathlon training. But in June, everything didn't go according to plan. I got sick on 2 separate occasions. Also, we had a longer trip in the beginning of June, and at the end of June had a shorter weekend trip. So in June, I only managed to get in 8 out of my 21 planned training sessions. Now, apart from June, before that and after that, my training pretty much stayed on track. Now let's talk about what my training sessions actually looked like. In the beginning, while trying to build up to that 2000 meter mark, I just remember the first 100-200 meters felt very exhausting. Once I got a hang of it, I pretty much swam every time 2000 to 2500 meters with 400 to 500 meter intervals, focusing on swimming calmly and trying to keep my heart rate down. Later on in the summer, I introduced also faster intervals. After that, my trainings consisted of pretty much 50-50 slower swim sessions and faster swim sessions. Improvements for the future: I could maybe incorporate some paddles and more technique into my swimming sessions, or even getting a coach who could help me. I noticed towards the end that I really plateaued around 1 minute 57 seconds per 100 meters. Now, biking quickly became my favorite discipline. My training sessions were pretty much 50-50 between shorter and higher intensity ones with higher wattage and longer ones with lower wattage, and it really depended on how much time I had and how much energy I had during the week, which kind of training session I would go with. While biking outdoors, I joined these group rides, which were usually around 20 to 60 kilometers, very relaxed biking once or twice a week. And then I had some independent also bike rides, which I usually did 40 to 60 kilometers. I did those with a higher intensity. Actually, it wasn't until exactly 1 week before my race that I tried out biking 90 kilometers, which went quite okay. Also in July, I got my brand new road bike. I bought the Canyon Endurace CF7, so that made the biking even more enjoyable. In the future, I could improve by measuring wattage outside with pedals so that I could train in even smarter ways. Running was a little bit challenging at first, so I kind of started off cautiously when the snow smelled. Pretty much every workout I ran for around 10 kilometers. In the beginning, my pace was around 11 to 12 kilometers per hour. Over time, that improved to 14-15 kilometers per hour when my cardio got better, and especially when I got new carbon-plated shoes. Now, my biggest challenge and thing I could improve for the future was definitely keeping my ego in check. Most sessions ran way too fast with a very high heart rate. Yeah, high effort. In the future, I could include slower runs in order to build my endurance and also rotate my shoes and not only use my carbon-plated shoes. Now that's very briefly how I planned my training sessions, how much I trained, and what my training sessions actually looked like. If there's one key takeaway from my whole experience, it would just be to stay consistent. That's the number one thing I could attribute my progress to. That's all for this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, drop a comment down below telling me what your key takeaway from this video is, or if you have any questions. If you're interested in more triathlon related content, you can find all my triathlon related videos from this playlist here. It includes the final race video, and in my latest video I break down all the costs related to my Ironman training. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. let's get it.